In this video, you're going to learn how to factor by grouping, and we're going to go through 4 examples together. So let's dive in. How do we know when to use this technique of factoring by grouping? Well, you want to test this technique when there's 4 terms, and you know the terms are separated by a minus or a plus sign. So it's basically like 4 groups separated by a minus or plus sign. And what we do is we group or put in parentheses the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. Now you can put a plus sign in between those 2 groups. They're still added together. They're not multiplied just because you put those parentheses around them. The next step is you want to factor out the greatest common factor in this first group and then in the second group. So for the first group, what can I divide out of both of these terms? Well, it looks like I could divide out of 5, and this one has 2x's, this one has 3x's, so the most they have in common is 2x's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out 5x squared. Now some students, what they like to do is just put a little division bar there and put that 5x squared underneath and simplify. So if I do that, you can see the 5's cancel, x cubed divided by x squared, 2 of these cancel with 2 of these, leaving 1 left over, minus 25 divided by 5 is 4, and these x squareds cancel out. Now, the 5x squared, we want to put that in front. Again, if you distribute into the parentheses, you're going to get back the original quantity there. So we haven't changed anything, we just factored out that greatest common factor. Now, for the last 2 terms, you ask yourself, what's the greatest common factor, or what can I divide out? And in this case, it looks like the most they have in common is a 2. So if I divide these both by 2, you can see I'm going to be left with x minus 4. And remember that 2 comes out in front, and these are added together. Now notice what we have. We've got this group right here. We've got this group right here. What do they have in common? Looks like they both have an x minus 4. So we're going to factor out or divide out this x minus 4 from both of these groups. Now when we do that, you're left with 5x squared. Here we're left with 2. And then this x minus 4 that we're dividing out or factoring out, we're going to put that in front, or you could put it behind. It doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative, but I usually put it in front. And you want to look at this and see if you can factor further, but in this case it doesn't look like that we can, so this is fully factored. Now if you want to check your work, you can FOIL this out. You're going to get back the original polynomial that we started with that had 4 terms. You can also see if you take this x minus 4 and distribute it to 5x squared, that gives you back this group. X minus 4 times a positive 2 gives you back this group. Kind of treating this as a chunk, distributing the whole thing, just as a way of checking your work. Now let's take a look at example number 2. Again, notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. The terms are separated by a plus sign or a minus sign. And what we're going to do is we're going to group the first 2 terms together, group the last 2 terms together. Now, I want to show you some mistakes that sometimes students make. They'll put the parentheses like this, and then they'll put the parentheses like this. Now, what did I do wrong there? Well, I don't want the parenthesis to be here. I want to capture this negative. These are added together, okay, but this is a negative 4y. Okay, you see how I did that? So group the first 2 terms, group the last 2 terms. Make sure you capture the sign. What can I factor out or divide out of these first 2 terms? What do they have in common? Well, you can see they both have a 9. And it looks like this has a y cubed, y squared. It looks like they have 2 y's in common, or y to the 2nd power in common. And now when I reduce, you can see that the 9's cancel. Y cubed divided by y squared is y to the 1st. Remember, when you divide, you subtract the exponents. Okay, y to the 1st, we can just leave it as y. Here are these 9's cancel. That gives you 1. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. So you can see anything divided by itself is 1. But what happens to the 9y squared? We want to put it in front of the parentheses. Again, you can check your work. If you distribute back in, you're going to get back the 9y cubed plus 9y squared. And now for the last 2 terms, what can we factor out? Now, if it starts with a negative, I like to factor out a negative number. Okay, if it starts with a positive, I factor out a positive. So whenever either of the 2 groups start with a negative, factor out that negative. And it looks like in this case we can divide these both by negative 4, which is going to leave us with y, and a negative divided by negative is a positive. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Again, we'll put the negative 4 in front. If you want to check your work, you distribute the negative 4 back in, giving us back what we started with. Now when I look at this, I say, okay, it looks like they have a y plus 1 in common, we're going to factor the y plus 1 out as like a greatest common factor. And if we do that, we're left with 9y squared minus 4. Now, you might like to do it like I was doing these previous ones where you're saying I'm dividing by y plus 1, I'm dividing by y plus 1, and then you can see how this is canceling, leaving us with the 9y squared minus 4. But what happens to the y plus 1? It comes out in front. It's like we're factoring it out. A question sometimes students have is, well, aren't there two y plus 1s? Shouldn't this be y plus 1 squared? Well, we're just factoring out the y plus 1. And what happens here is you can check your work. If you take the y plus 1 and distribute it to 9y squared, you get back 9y squared plus 1. And when you distribute the whole y plus 1 to negative 4, you're getting back that last group there. So there's only one of this y plus 1, and you're left with this 9y squared minus 4. Now, with factoring, you always want to ask yourself, can I factor further? Can I factor further? Can I factor further? In this case, we can see we have a difference of two perfect squares. So you probably learned this technique already. What's the square root of 9y squared? That's 3y. So 3y times 3y is 9y squared. The square root of 4 is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. One of these is adding, one of these is subtracting, or vice versa. And the reason this works is because you have 6y and negative 6y, which is 0. That's why we don't have a middle term. I'm just going to bring down the y plus 1. And now it's fully factored. Of course, you always want to look to see if you can factor more. Sometimes you have to factor 3, 4, 5 times. And that's our final result. So let's take a look at two more examples and let's get some more practice. Okay, if you feel like you're getting the hang of this, see if you can try number 3 and 4 on your own. Just pause the video and then we'll come back and go through them together. So for number 3, what do you think on this one? Well, again, I noticed there's 4 terms. And the first step in factoring, by the way, is always to look for the greatest common factor. So if there's something you could divide out of all 4 terms, I would probably do that first. And then you could go ahead and proceed and use that factoring by grouping method. But in this case, there's nothing I can divide out of all 4 terms. So then what I can do is do the grouping. Now some students, instead of putting the parentheses, they might just put a little like this and like this. Some students I've seen, they draw a little line like that. Different methods, whatever you prefer, but make sure you capture that sign that comes in front of a term there. So in this case, it looks like we can factor out what from both of these? Well, it looks like we can factor out a 3 and an x squared. Okay, so if I do that, that's going to leave us with 2x minus 3. Remember the 3x squared, we don't lose that. That comes out in front. Over here, we can factor out a negative 4. Make sure to factor out a negative if it starts with a negative. So that's going to leave us with 2x minus 3. Now, you know you're on the right track because you can see they've got this quantity here in common. So if I factor out that 2x minus 3, I'm left with 3x squared minus 4. Now you can see I'm skipping steps a little bit here, but what I would do is just go ahead and like we were doing, say, okay, I'm dividing this whole group by 2x minus 3. I'm dividing this whole group by 2x minus 3. And we're left with 3x squared minus 4. Don't forget to put the 2x minus 3 in front. And then ask yourself, can you factor this further? Well, this isn't a difference of 2 squares, so I can't factor that. There's nothing I can do here. So it looks like that's as far as we can go on that one. Now for number 4, the last problem, go ahead and see if you can do this one. And while you're doing that problem, I just wanted to let you know that I do have an Algebra 1 and an Algebra 2/College Algebra video course for sale. I'll put a link in the description below. So if you want to learn more about concepts like factoring as well as all the other topics covered in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, check out those video courses and I walk you through step by step each lesson with examples and some opportunities for you to practice on your own as well. But let's go ahead and do example number 4. So what would you do here? Well, it looks like I could factor out a 6y squared. So if I factor out that 6y squared, I'm left with y plus 4. Here, I could factor out a negative 1, which would leave me with y plus 4. Now remember, it does help to kind of use this little division bar here and just show your steps. A negative divided by negative is a positive. Again, you can check your work by distributing in and see that you get the original back. Sometimes students, when they're factoring out a negative, they forget to flip the sign on this last term, the second term here. Okay, and then now we notice we've got a y plus 4 in common. So if we factor out that y plus 4 as a group, that's going to leave us with 6y squared minus 1. Again, you can do that by just showing your work. You're dividing this group by y plus 4, you're dividing this group by y plus 4, and you're left with 6y squared minus 1. Make sure to put that y plus 4 in front. Again, we can't factor this further. This isn't a difference of two squares. That's about as far as we can go. That's your final factored form, and you got it. Now, if you want to learn more about factoring, not just factoring by grouping, but learning how to factor the trinomials, which sometimes students struggle with, whether the coefficient's 1 or not 1, or sum of two cubes, difference of two cubes, difference of two squares, all the different types. I have a video right there that takes you through in a very systematic way how to recognize the types and how to factor them. So follow me over to that video right there, and we'll learn how to factor. I'll see you there.